the press conference, and I told you, and I was livid. I was pissed because he's over here. The final boss does this. No, I want your soul, motherfucker. You broke all of it. Me being little scared of you. I want your soul. You killed it. Yep. You absolutely destroyed that kayfabe.
It's the Lame Guys Podcast.
I saw this on Twitter and I thought to myself, you know what? It's a good conversation. It may be a little long, so try to stick with me. You're stuck on a 12-hour flight. Which seat are you picking?
Oh, I saw this.
Are you sitting with Drew and Sheamus? Are you sitting with Jade and Naomi? Are you sitting with Roman and R-Truth? Are you sitting with Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez? Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes? The Rock and John Cena? Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan? Austin Theory, Randy Orton? Sami Zayn, CM Punk? Or Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga? It's a lot of names.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well,
who are you off the cuff? Do you think of some you are not sitting with?
Well, I'm not sitting with Drew McIntyre or Sheamus.
Okay. So that eliminates.
Yeah. I think single me would easily say Jade and Naomi. Like that's. But I'm a married man, so they're out.
Hey, if that's the case, then single me would sit with Rhea and Liv.
Yeah, and like yes, that would be single me would have wanted to sit there too, but they out. They're all out. I think ultimately though, I think I would sit with Roman Reigns and R-Truth. Just because I feel like that would be the funnest. Them or Solo and Tama Tonga.
So I was thinking to myself, it would have to be between Roman and R-Truth. And I'm not going to lie. Jay and Cody, I think, would be fun too.
That would be fun too.
I keep on thinking about is when they won the tag team titles and you got little drinks in them. Yeah. And I was like, they'd be funny as fuck, bro.
I just think R-Truth and then Roman seems like behind the scenes he would be funny.
Yeah.
But I just think R-Truth himself alone would be worth to sit next to. But I just think that one sounds, and then like Solo's funny.
Yeah,
Solo's funny. So like I think him, and then you add Tama Tonga. I think that would be great.
Think about it, bro. You're trying to sleep, and I hear yeah.
So I think that one would be cool. I think I'm just too salty at The Rock to want to sit with Cena and The Rock.
I think the Cena, Cena
sitting
cool.
next to Cena would be fantastic because he's a GOAT.
Yeah,
but I just don't care about sitting next to The Rock. So.
It's The Rock, bro. You gotta sit with them, bro.
One thing's first. Also, you like The Rock more than I do.
Yeah,
he's on your Mount Rushmore.
True.
He's never once even been in the conversation for me to be in my Mount Rushmore.
Both of them motherfuckers on my Rushmore.
I don't have the same level of love for The Rock that you have.
Yeah.
I would sit there for John Cena.
Okay, but let's also go with this. Let's say they are fully in character. So you're sitting next to them, and whatever
R-Truth.
So I'm about to say, so R-Truth, but then Roman, he's in its chill mode right now, but he's also kind of pissed off right now. He's not knowing what the hell's going on. I'm over here thinking it's not even because of single me, but like, do I really want to sit next to Liv and Rhea? They're gonna be bitching the whole time, cussing each other out, fighting. Who knows? They're gonna cause a fight, bro. And I'm gonna have to sit there, stop. Like
I think I would sit with Solo and Tama Tonga, or Jay and Cody.
Sammy and Punk wouldn't be bad either.
No, that would be pretty cool.
Austin and Randy, that'd be an interesting one as well.
Yeah, I'd be down to sit with Randy, and Austin Theory seems cool as fuck too. Like I listened to his episode with Chris Van Vliet, and he was chill as fuck. But I just mean like I think those other ones I would rather sit next to.
Yeah.
If you're talking about who's in character, then if you really want to, it depends. It also are you tired from your travel?
Good point.
Like or are you just hyped to get to wherever you're going that you're willing to be laughing for the whole plane ride with R-Truth? I'm
not gonna lie, I think I'd be bored if I sat next to, no disrespect, but this is also because I don't watch NXT as much as I do, or as I should. I'd be bored sitting next to Cora and Roxanne.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, so.
I'm sure all of them are cool as fuck.
Oh, like, 100%, bro.
But yeah, you just mean like their characters.
They
would just be bitchy to you the whole time.
Yeah, because that's the thing right now, right?
Yeah, so like they would just be bitchy to you.
Yeah. Jay and Cody be cool.
Jay and Cody would be cool.
Roman and Truth.
I think Roman and Truth, even with Roman being in character, because he's a good guy now.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So like, I think that shit would be funny as fuck.
Drew, you'd be like, "Hey, Drew, can you scoot over?" Or something like that.
Yeah, and then you go on this long promo about how I'm stupid and all this shit, and then him and Sheamus will start fighting.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And then after a while, if Sheamus gets some drinks in him, his accent's gonna be hella hard to understand. What the fuck is this man saying, bro? I can't.
Yeah, and then he's gonna be asking me to fight, and I'm gonna be like, "Dude, I'm just not really like that."
And then he's gonna tell you, "I took a shot." After a shot, and be like, bro, God damn, he's trying to do his banger after banger.
So I think if I had to pick one, I think it would still be R-Truth and Roman.
That'd be a good one.
I just think that'd be a good combo.
It would be a good one.
Like, because then he's gonna be making Roman laugh too, and so then that's gonna be even funnier.
I love our truth shit last night on SmackDown, bro.
Oh, was Cena?
Yeah, he goes, there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
He goes, when I grow up, I want to be just like him. And Jimmy going, Truth, you are grown, bro.
Bro, he's older than Cena.
He's older than Cena, bro.
He's in his 50s already. Yeah, I think that would be my answer. R-Truth and Roman.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Episode 78 of the Lame Guys Wrestling Podcast. I'm Mario.
I'm Vincent.
We just had our first Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania.
The Raw after Mania, the SmackDown after Mania.
Yeah.
Gosh damn, bro.
I thought they lived up to the hype.
They lived up to the hype.
Raw was really good.
I had a lot of people, I say a lot. I had two coworkers, Ambrose and Deontay, both come up to me and say the same thing, that the Raw after Mania was better than WrestleMania. And I said, scratch that.
Oh,
I said, calm down. I said, it was probably better than 75% of night one.
yeah.
I said, I will
It
say
was
that.
not better than night 2.
Yeah, I was like,
Night
it's
two
not
was
better than
solid.
And then they both go, okay, you're right. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, bro, chill out.
Yeah, night 2 was
Chill out
really
here.
solid. But we had a lot of things happen. I even felt like SmackDown was pretty solid last night too. So
Yeah.
I think both shows after WrestleMania were solid. And it's just crazy to think that now we are on another just year-long journey just to get to the next WrestleMania. You want to break down the shows?
So Raw, we like we said, the Raw after Mania.
Rusev returned.
Rusev returned, yeah,
Yes,
and
he's
he's
gonna be a
back
bad
to
guy.
Rusev instead of Myro, and
Yes.
he's one of those that came out also said that if he comes back, he wants to come back as Rusev, just like
Yeah.
we talked about before. Paige said, or Saraya said, if she came back to WWE, she wants to be back as Paige. She
Yeah.
doesn't want to be Saraya, even though she built her name as that. She
Right.
wouldn't, because it's one of those situations where I think like Sasha, she would never come back as Sasha Banks. She would come back as Mercedes Moné.
I just think it depends on the person. And then yeah, like with Paige, I know her as Paige.
Yes.
Like yes, you could say yes, she's made her a character out of Saraya now. She's made a name for herself. But at the end of the day, what got her to that point was her being Paige.
Yeah.
So like to me, that and same for Rusev. So like to me, those are still very impactful. Yes, it's no question that they should come back to their names.
Yes.
So that was good to see Rusev back.
Yep.
We
I didn't
saw-
expect that return at that moment. He
yeah,
came
well,
back with,
I thought of it because then I thought, oh, he's gonna be a bad guy. New Day's gonna dip, and then he's gonna attack.
Yeah.
So I thought he was gonna be a bad guy.
fucking swole.
Yeah, he looks
He looks good.
He looks in shape.
He looks good.
I wonder if Lana will come back.
I mean, she signed that Legends deal.
Yeah,
I saw
and
that.
they're married. They're back together.
They're back together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if she'll come back. I mean, he doesn't. Not that he needs her. I'm just saying, like, I wonder.
She'll probably want to come back.
Yeah. What else do we have happen? We had Dom beat Penta.
Yeah.
JD's back, and so Finn now is like on the outskirts, looking like a little.
I just think about that thing you sent me where what do you say? This pendejo.
Yeah. Pendejo. Yeah. Dom's
And then
so
he
funny,
goes,
dude.
yeah, now what he says, and they go, I don't think so. He goes, you sure it's a pendejo?
Yeah. Dom is so fucking funny, bro, and just naturally, like he doesn't even like try really. Like
I love that in the same interview. He goes, I'm the greatest intercontinental. He goes, you got it like 13 minutes ago. He goes, I think it was more like 14.
Yeah. He's so
It's
fucking
so
funny,
good,
dude. So that was great. He
Oh,
got the win
shit.
over Penta.
Yeah,
and
he
then
got the
you
win.
see Finn like looking all, he's looking on the outskirts. So I bet you. I think they should give the reins to Dom. I'm not gonna lie. I think you kick Finn out and let Dom be the leader.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's got, bro. Let's see him be the leader. This whole time he's been in the Judgment Day, he's been a little side person. Now, the way they're acknowledging him, the way he's got the title, it's looking like WWE's working its way there.
Yeah.
I think they should let him be the leader.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan and Raquel. What is that now? 4-time?
Full time, bro. The
Women's
greatest tag team
I
champion,
want to say
bro.
SmackDown.
The
Women's
greatest tag
champ.
team champion, bro.
I said it before we were filming the WrestleMania thing, and that was on. But I thought it was dumb.
Yeah.
I just think why now? Yes, resume wise, it looks cool because now they're 4-time.
Yes.
But I also just think like, first off, you got rid of Bayley, and I'm annoyed about that. And then you have Becky come back, take the titles, offer them to lose them the next night, and then have her turn heel. Apparently, I saw on Twitter that was Becky's idea. I don't know. Obviously we don't know fully, but I think that was dumb. But whatever. I mean, now we have
and it fully all the way for her to win them, come back the next night, lose them, turn.
I just think a heel turn at WrestleMania would have been a lot more cooler than just
Yes.
doing the heel turn on Raw.
Yes.
Because because the crowd was hyped to see her, so then you automatically just turn heel. Like you turn heel during the match, and then the crowd's like, "What the fuck?" Like I just think it would have hit more. And then you have Liv and Raquel retain the tag team titles. Anyways, I mean, I'm happy Becky's back, but I just think right away, just stealing the show again.
Yeah.
Like just So I mean, I don't think she really puts much people over. She did put Liv over though, and Liv started her whole journey after that. After she lost it, they fought at Crown Jewel.
Yes,
that's where Dom first helped her win, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, she did put Liv over, and that has blown Liv up.
I've seen that argument. I wish I screenshot it, or I wish I saved it, but I did not. But people saying that they're kind of tired of hearing this Becky Hogan thing because she actually does put people over. And they talked about all like whenever she won the NXT Women's Champion, like all the people she fought at NXT and this like and how she made them shine and yada yada yada. In my head, I thought, but you still beat an NXT person. Like she took it off of Tiffany, didn't she?
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. And then I think who ended up taking it from her?
Roxanne? No, Roxanne. Who the fuck took it off?
Maybe it was Tiffany. Tiffany ended up taking it back or something.
Oh, nonetheless.
Maybe. Yes. She. Yes, you're right. And she did go down there and still win the NXT title, of course.
Yeah.
So there's that thing. I just think like there's this notion with her and Charlotte about who puts people over more. And I just think here recently, I think Charlotte does. But I mean, we still have yet to see what maybe Becky's going to be doing that in this run. Maybe she's going to be putting people over. Like Bayley's been constantly putting people over.
To a point where
we got annoyed how much she kept losing and stuff like that.
But like how we said before, bro, shit. You take them L's, all going to pay off in the end, bro.
Did it for Bayley?
We haven't.
I mean, she
we
got
don't,
the
we don't
title,
know yet.
but
we don't know
she
yet.
got the title, but ever since then she's fell off. I was listening to her interview with Kristen Vliet on the way over here, and she's getting to that point because I saw on Twitter. I think I sent it to you where she talked about. She didn't say it that she was getting pulled from WrestleMania, but that she made that little. Well, wait till you see what happened, and then she just like changed her tone or whatever, and then she said that she doesn't see herself on the same level as the other 4 horsewomen.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
that's
and she
so
said,
crazy.
and she was like, she's been a good. She always listens to what the company says, and she always, she has a great relationship with Triple H and all this stuff. But whenever there's press, whenever there's other things to do, they don't send her. Like they don't. It's always the other ones. It's always Charlotte or Becky, and I just thought, yeah. I feel bad, Bayley. I do think I think Bayley's above Sasha Banks.
You know what's funny is that you're saying this, but it's like I remember the Becky, was it 24, the Becky whatever documentary they did, and they talked about how she was that. The fans wanted Charlotte, the fans wanted Bayley, the fans wanted Sasha. Becky was on the outskirts, and she felt like she wasn't a part of.
And I'm sure they all go through spurts like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they all go in moments where this
like one that didn't was Charlotte.
These other, Charlotte's always been at the top. Where these other two people, are having their highlights of their career, and then maybe and Bayley even said it to Kristen Vliet. He said this latest run where she turned good, she just couldn't find herself. She just couldn't, and you could tell. She said you could tell it wasn't working on TV. And so, like, the title run, she thought it was going to be great. She thought it was going to be a lot more. And when she lost to Nia, it was just like, whatever. And I thought, yeah, I mean, you really could see it on TV whenever that happened. Either way, I'm pissed that they took her off the Mania card for Becky. I think she should have stayed there because she's been there working.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And then what else happened on Raw? Obviously, there's the main thing, but
yeah,
I want to make sure we're not missing anything else. Oh, Randy came out and RKO John Cena, which that was great.
Oh, is that not the main thing?
No. Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins are now Paul Heyman guys.
Oh, yes. How did I forget that?
To me, that was the main thing.
How did I forget
Yes. But Randy Orton and John Cena, that's a feud I thought we were going to get later down the line. But it makes sense, Backlash being in St. Louis.
How excited were you when you saw Randy pop up?
Oh, I was very excited.
I mean, we were eating dinner, and we were all just sitting there, and I was basically done with my shit. And then when Cena, get your phones out and take a look. And I literally looked, and I go, oh, someone's coming out. Who's coming out? Who's coming out? And I when I tell you, Randy popped up, but I thought, not now. Not now. It's not Randy. And then he saw the crowd, and then he popped up. I jumped out, fuck yes, bro. I was so, because in my head, I'm like, bro, oh my gosh, like, what year is this, bro? We going back in time, and it was so exciting.
When I saw the poster for Backlash, Randy Orton was on the poster.
Yeah.
It's in St. Louis. So I knew he was going to be in some main event capacity.
Yes.
I just didn't know. Like, I could have, if you would have told me John Cena wins the title at WrestleMania, then we don't see him for Backlash, I would have believed you.
Yeah.
So, like, I just thought Randy Orton was going to be in some other main event capacity.
Yeah.
So when I saw him go in there, I thought, damn, they're doing this now. So he RKOs them, and then they have that segment on SmackDown. We'll talk about that in a bit. But no, I'm ecstatic. Like it's great to see that. I mean, who would have thought, bro? That was one of our biggest rivalries in our childhood.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing it today.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, what year am I in? And to me,
for the title also.
For the title, and I literally kept on thinking to myself, like, God damn, am I a kid again? Like, do I need to go bust out my fucking wrestling ring and everything like that and play this out? Like, how do I need to turn on Raw, SmackDown versus Raw, and like do this shit? Like, what the hell? Like, I'm so ecstatic, and in my head, I thought, I'm excited for them because this shit's easy to
Yeah.
them. This shit is easy.
And you
to
really
them
could tell
too.
about
This
last
is
night. You really
easy.
could tell that by last night on SmackDown. We'll get into that. Let's get to
Yes,
the
yes,
main
big
thing.
thing. I'm sorry, I forgot about
So obviously you have Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, CM Punk comes out. Or no, did he come out?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. And Roman Reigns came out. Obviously, Roman Reigns starts clearing house. I did not expect
that.
to see somebody else spear him, and then let alone it be Braun Breaker. I just wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking that they were going to build a faction out of this all, and it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, I mean, Paul Heyman just came from arguably the greatest faction of all time with the Bloodline. Now he's going to try to do a different thing with Seth Rollins. Everyone on Twitter talking about Evolution 2.0 as like Seth Rollins being Triple H, Braun Breaker being Batista, and now they need their Randy Orton. So there's people giving their theories about. I mean, some people think it's Austin Theory.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I keep on seeing Austin Theory.
Yeah,
And
which I wouldn't be opposed. I like that.
Oh, not only do I like it, I think finally give our boy something, because we've been Austin Theory fans for a long time since we started this shit.
Yeah.
We've been Austin Theory fans. I mean, for a minute, and we keep on saying, bro, let's let this man shine, bro. Even at WrestleMania 38, when we went, this is before we had the pod, we were like, yes, Austin Theory, like, give me, it sucks seeing him fight, Pat.
No, but he still was in that moment.
But he was
with
still
with
great,
Steve Austin
bro.
and stuff,
Yes. Because he is a star, but you just got to give him that something.
Mm-hmm.
This is that something you can give him.
Yep, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that. Do you think they need another member? Since Evolution had 4, because Ric Flair was wrestling. Yeah. And some people are saying Paul Heyman is but Ric Flair did wrestle. So do you think they needed 4?
It'd be fun.
Because then you have Seth obviously being his thing. Yeah. Braun Breakers being single, and then you probably have like Austin Theory and another person probably like tagging. Yeah. Like because Batista and for the longest time and Ric Flair tagged. Yeah. So like you have that moment, and then eventually, I don't know. I would be fine with Austin Theory. Next name that comes to my mind would be Carmelo Hayes, but he's on SmackDown, different brand,
and he's doing his shit with Miz right now.
Right. So that's probably not going to happen. But Austin Theory is on Raw, so that would be the next name that I would probably think they add.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, but it's not going to happen. But imagine if they had to carry him. Oh, they'd be killing.
Well, and it won't happen until after Backlash.
Yeah. Because
what's going to happen probably is it's probably going to be Punk and Roman versus Seth and Braun. Yeah. And then whoever's the next member will come and help them win or something like that.
It's going to be the whole bloodline shit again.
Yeah. But I hope it works out, dude, because if it really does build Braun Breaker's already a star. Yeah. But then if you give him the rub of Seth Rollins and these other main event guys, and then you put somebody like Austin Theory in, we saw what Evolution did for Batista and Randy Orton. Yeah. Like it was like there's no denying that worked. So I hope it does work. I hope it does work. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing like a little Evolution 2.0. I mean, Triple H also mentored Seth Rollins. Like you could have that whole thing.
Like, what I love is that like a lot of the roster now, like the main fucking roster, like the main event, are all Triple H guys. Yeah, because he ran NXT. Right. So I love that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be great. I thought whenever I saw Braun Breaker do that, I thought, oh, that's brilliant. I thought that's brilliant. I didn't even really think about like what he was gonna do after.
Well, we talked about it because I remember I told you I listened to Paul's thing on Pat McAfee or whatever, and he talked about about needing help. He said, "Oh man, if that's the case, I'll go shopping." And everyone in the back was going, and he said,
"Well, they had that whole stint in NXT too."
Yes, and he didn't acknowledge it, but then like I remember Pat going, "What are y'all saying back there?" And like, and he
was with Braun in NXT for a little bit, and there's always been little tease that he'll be a Paul Heyman guy eventually. So, I think you put Austin Theory. Austin Theory would be like the Playboy type Randy Orton thing. Yep. Like I think that would work, dude. And I hope they give him the shine. If not him, then I don't really know who else. But then you'd have to break him and Grayson up. So
that's fine.
Yeah, which I don't think anybody would be really pissed about that anyway. But yeah, if not Austin Theory, I don't really know who else you would add.
I'm gonna say right now, if we see one segment, bro, with Austin and Waller against Braun, Seth, or Paul, or they come across each other, done deal. Done deal. Because that seed is planted right there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and they may not even do it just to like build a little bit of suspense, and then
unless it is just Breaker and Seth, and then that's fine. That's a fucking power duo.
Like Braun Breaker just be Seth's muscle.
Yeah,
and then eventually we'll see him turn on Seth, or we'll see Seth turn on him.
Yeah,
I think it does need another person.
I would love it.
Yeah, but you're right though. If they did just leave the two, it probably would be fine.
It'd be fine.
You want to get a SmackDown?
Yeah.
SmackDown was cool. We had the ladder match. Street Profits get the dub. Yeah. I didn't watch that match specifically, but I saw the highlights on Twitter.
I watch all highlights for SmackDown.
First off, I think why was that not on WrestleMania and the New Day was? Like I don't that's another thing where I just think like why?
Was it Wade or Joe that mentioned that? They said that these competitors were not on the card for WrestleMania. These competitors, have something to prove, or like, trying to prove that they should have been this, and then one of them was like, well put. And I was just like, yeah, bro, like this makes no sense.
They should have been on the Mania card. That would, bro. You put that match on night one, and it would have made night one feel a lot better.
You could have put it right after Jay, and you just keep that momentum, or in the middle,
or in the middle.
Card, yeah.
Like yes, like you just put that on night one, and it would have made the card a lot better. The fact that it wasn't there and the New Day was,
way better than that tag team.
I don't understand, especially since the tag team division in SmackDown is way better than the Raw tag team division.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why that wasn't there, but good for the Street Profits. Glad they got that dub. Fraxium is now on SmackDown too.
Yep.
So they fought Legado Fantasma. They got the dub. And then we saw Jade and Tiffany. Well, and I'll say this: when Jade came out and talked to Tiffany, I did not think that they were actually gonna fight each other.
Squabble up, right?
Like I thought that I saw that they were both in their gear, and so I thought, okay, yes, they're gonna have a match. I thought they were gonna team up.
Yeah.
But no, they actually had a match.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched the match. It was
why, bro? Because Tiffany a fighting champion, bro.
Well, I was just saying I didn't know that they were going to put her
right
against
then and
Jade
there, yeah.
like that,
right
then and there.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, okay, well, who loses? So, but then obviously it got interrupted by Naomi, and then we see the return of Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Nia Jax return, which I'm not gonna lie, I was happy. And that's a lot because how I used to feel about Nia Jax.
That's because a year ago.
So like that's a lot. But when I saw her, I thought, where is she? She also should have been on the WrestleMania card.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see Nia Jax. Some people are mad to see her and Tiffany, but it's fine to me, really. Yeah. I don't really care. And then even if you wanted to, you could run a little Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
Them two and Jade and Naomi, because they had their little run in too, because it was during the same segment. So, but I think they'll keep them separate. But yeah, I'm not opposed to seeing that. I think Nia Jax is great, and I think she's what the women's division needs. She's that muscle. Yeah. She's that big thing to be.
She's that powerhouse, bro.
Yeah.
She's that powerhouse.
I was glad to see her back. She should have been on the Mania card as well. I don't know why WWE wrote her off. And then what else did we have?
Damn, bro.
What?
Damn. Our president, bro.
Chelsea Green lost.
Madam President, bro.
Chelsea Green to Selena Vega.
Championship.
She had a good run.
Yeah, 120 something days, 123, I think. I saw.
She had a good run. Has it really been 100 days?
100 some days, yeah.
She won at Saturday Night Main Event. How long ago was that? That was before Mania. Yeah, well, she's had a good run.
Mm-hmm.
Selena Vega, I think WWE wants her to be something.
Yeah,
she's not anything to me. I'll say that, and I mean no disrespect by that, but like I don't really.
Hey,
care.
Friend of the pod, bro, Malik has something to say about that.
Yeah, but like I just don't really care. It hasn't, for whatever reason, it hasn't done it for me. But WWE wants her to be something.
Yes,
so, hopefully she could turn it into something.
Speaking of Zelina, her husband returned.
Yeah, Aleister Black.
Aleister Black made his return, which we knew was going to return.
Great ass entrance.
After 4 long years, he made his return.
He's still selling the eye.
Still selling.
He's still selling the eye after 5. I think it's been like 5 years or so since that happened.
Who did it, Seth?
No, it was. I thought it was. I just saw a picture of it the other day, actually. No, Seth did that to Ray, where his eyeball fell out. Yeah. Dude, that shit was crazy. Even Ray stopped selling that like a few weeks after. But Aleister Black's still selling the eye.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Eyeball fell out.
That was cool, though. His entrance looked clean as fuck. He had an aura. Like, he had a presence, so.
You know what we forgot to mention?
What?
On Raw, going back, Jay, celebration. Sammy coming out.
Yeah, it just,
I'm not gonna lie.
I thought about it, but like,
I'm not gonna lie. People, I had that feeling. Oh shit, Sammy about to turn on.
That's what I thought.
Sammy about to turn on him because I'm man to man. I'm gonna stand right here, look you in your face. Proud of you. And I thought he was gonna say, I want a shot.
I thought the same thing too. I thought Sammy was gonna turn, and that's not to say it won't happen. It still could happen here in a week or two, because Jay does need an opponent. So and Gunther got suspended. That's another thing we forgot to mention.
Gunther's suspended.
And Pat McAfee. Yeah. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, okay, bro, y'all gonna suspend him and write him off.
Yeah.
What was I saying on SmackDown?
I'm sorry.
Oh, you said Aleister Black return.
Yeah, we were talking about Razor.
And then we had Randy. Oh, Jacob Fatu. Hella pop, Jacob Fatu. Crowd fucking loves him. Good for him.
Motherfucking menace to society. He even mentioned it. Boy, he came out, fucking title around his neck with the beanie, boy, the fucking Raider jersey. Oh, that boy like me.
Yeah. Yep. And he told Sully, you better get in where you fit in.
Yeah, all gas, no brakes. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so Jacob Fatu obviously just once again stealing all the shine and aura from Solo Sikoa. I think they're going to do Solo.
Was that his fault, though?
Who?
Jacob's.
No, it's not Jacob's fault. It's WWE's fault.
Okay.
It's WWE's fault. I mean, Jacob can't help that the crowd loves him.
He can't help just being himself. He's a presence.
He's just being himself.
He's a presence.
Yeah. So, but I will say this. Solo already had it hard coming out the gate because a lot of people didn't accept him already as it was.
Yeah.
So He had a card coming out the gate, and then as soon as we did start to accept him, they let Jacob Fatu start speaking, and
it was over.
Yes, and it was over with. So,
because bro, including us, we said I want to hear Jacob. But then once we said it. But once it happens,
well, not only that too, Solo I think should have beat Roman at the Netflix Raw.
Yeah.
He should have beat Roman
because that was it.
Because that was the end of the Bloodline story, and if you keep Solo having the Ulafala, they can do their own Bloodline shit over there, and Roman can still go and be on Raw and the singles stuff. So I think that really derailed Solo. Because then Jacob would still be showing respect to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think they'll end up running probably Jacob Fatu, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight Fatal 4-Way Backlash, which sounds fire as fuck. That sounds great. Yeah, crowd loves Jacob Fatu. And then we got John Cena and Randy Orton.
Like I said, bro, what year is it?
Yeah.
What year is it?
When I saw them having the little promo, they're back and forth, I thought, holy shit, I cannot believe I'm seeing them right now. Like, in this 2025.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know if we were ever going to get this again. I didn't know, especially for the title.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could say, yes, they have a match, but for the title.
And even what I also love is Randy said, he goes, I couldn't wrap my mind around the fact I'm the good guy and you're the bad guy. And I was like, that's true, bro.
It's like an alternate reality.
What if?
Yeah. It's literally like, bro, our whole childhood, Randy Orton has always been the bad guy in that scenario.
Yeah.
And John Cena's always been the good guy. And now John Cena is the bad guy.
And Randy told him, bro, hey, man, you great for kids, you
I love how he told him you gotta have some kids.
Yeah, bro. He said, that you granted more make-a-wishes for all these sick kids, and and you can't. He goes, I know you can't deny this, that every single one of those sick children you met left with a piece of your heart. Yada yada yada. You need to have some damn kids. He said that'll fill that void. That'll make you a better man. Yeah. And what did he say? The reason why? Because I've been raising your damn kid.
I thought to myself, I thought, damn. I thought you're right, bro. I was like, you're right. That wrestling braced me. I was like, I was growing up.
I was telling people. I'm over here thinking chain gang.
He said that, and I thought, for real, you did? I was like, I was in my room watching wrestling 24/7, anytime I could.
Yep.
And I was like, you for real did. And so John Cena killed it, by the way, also. Like, bro, the way he works the crowd and all that stuff, he did a fantastic job.
Hey, Loki,
too.
if I was that dad and that son, I'd be Loki annoyed.
Yeah.
It's funny. All right, bro, move on, bro.
Why are you coming at
Stop
me
looking
still,
at me, bro.
Yeah.
And then when it's over, he came back. Stop, bro.
Yeah.
Go away.
I know. I would have thought the same, too. And then Randy Orton, too, telling him, like, how dare you say that to me about his family?
Because
like,
he said he
was going to wipe out his family history. Like,
he'll wipe out the legacy, yeah.
Yep. And I thought, God, bro, I thought it was fantastic.
And even just even the subtleness of it. I mean, him saying that, and Randy could have instantly said all that over the mic. But no mic, bro. Because at that point, when you're not saying to Mike, you're speaking to him. You're not speaking to the crowd and letting the crowd hear. How dare you, after everything we've been through, how dare you tell me that? Wipe my family's legacy. Oh, but he brought up Cody's, after Cody's badass entrance. Wrestling has more than one royal family. He goes, he's also talking about my family. And I was thinking, the Ortons, but Cowboy Bob. And
now once Randy's done, like his he's the main one, and so like that's a huge legacy to follow.
That's a big legacy.
No, I mean I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a great back and forth. It was like 25 minutes or so.
Yeah, 24.
So I thought it was a great back and forth. The build up sells itself. Like you really don't need much. But then you have them going back and forth, and then Randy Orton and John Cena on the marquee just sells.
I mean, yes, and now it's official that it's going to happen at St. Louis's Backlash. Yep. I'm excited.
Randy Orton gets the W at the end there. He RKO's John Cena again for the second time. John Cena, bro, it feels like every week just laying out.
He sells. Yeah, bro, acting has done wonders. Bro.
I could tell on his promos though. I feel like his acting has helped him in this whole heel issue, this whole heel turn, and so I could just tell like. His promo, he's always had good promo skills. I just feel like for this heel turn, his acting has helped him a lot. If that makes sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like going into Hollywood, doing all this stuff has made him be able to come back and be a heel even better.
Yeah.
Like than he would have, I think, if he just would have stayed in wrestling.
The sales he's been doing, bro. He dead.
He just always RKO.
Dead
every day. He just. Even with Cody.
And he don't move.
Yeah.
He don't fucking move, bro. Yeah. He don't move until he knows they are out of the ring. And,
and then every week he goes back again and starts talking to shit.
Yeah, bro. Whenever he was talking to shit to Randy, I'm thinking, not like your ass was not just laid out, bro. Laid out. But you know what I did like, though? Randy picked up that title, and he literally looks at it and goes, 15. And he raised it up, and he was saying 15. And I'm thinking... bro, yes, bro.
Yeah.
And we talked about this. I don't need Cena to have a long run.
Right.
He could literally win it.
Right.
And we said, lose it to Randy.
Yep.
Let Randy get his 15.
Yep.
And at that point, I don't give a fuck who has it.
I
They
told-
both move up a notch
Yeah.
and call it a day.
I told my brother, because my brother thinks he's going to win, and I told Randy, and I told him, I said, I think Cena will win at Backlash, but I could see this going to the next PLE.
It said this is the last
Yes.
time.
What?
I saw a post saying for the last time.
Oh,
Randy
they're going to
Orton.
face each other?
Yeah.
Then maybe Cena loses it right away. I don't know.
I
Personally,
saw
I don't
that
see him
post,
losing
yeah.
the title the next PLE.
Trust me, I thought to myself, he's going to win and then they're going to run it back. But then when I saw that post, it said for the last time. And I was like, no way, bro.
Well, John Cena's been saying it's the last time about everything. So,
I mean, is it
I mean,
wrong?
I don't know. I could see it happening another time. It just depends. But I would like to see Randy get that 15th, to be honest.
Was it WWE who posted that? I can't remember.
Or is it saying for the last time he's going to St. Louis? Because every time he's come, he says the last time.
No, it says from Wrestling World CC, it says Backlash 2025 will be the last ever match between John Cena and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Damn.
So then maybe Randy does win.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, I hope Randy gets 15 for sure. I hope he gets 15.
The segment garnered 1.7 million views in just 10 hours.
Yeah.
Ooh, it
Dude,
says,
well,
it says
literally-
this feud still is money after all these years.
Well, not only that, I was going to
Oh.
say the thing that's selling it is our generation.
Yeah.
Like, our generation will tune in for that shit, no doubt about
Like,
it.
bro, like, look at that, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
All the
bro. For
history
those
that
who
they
not seen it,
have
it's
for
just
each
the
other.
history of John Cena and Randy. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
It's just, that's arguably his greatest rival.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is his greatest rival.
Yeah.
So, anything else happen on SmackDown?
No. Nope.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. But ultimately, good Raw, good SmackDown.
Yeah, I
thought it
think
was
that's
great.
really good. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, they were in DFW. They were at Fort Worth.
Yeah, a lot of people were hating on the crowd.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie too. Whenever Naomi or Jade and Tiffany were fighting, there were a lot of empty seats.
Really?
Yes. I don't
Okay.
know if that was the match that everyone was like, all right, I'm gonna go do my shit, or if it just wasn't sold out like that. Because when John Cena and Randy had their promo, it looked full.
Yeah.
So yeah, but ultimately, yeah, a lot of people I thought were hating on the crowd. I saw people on Twitter talking.
You know
about
why, bro? Because it wasn't in Dallas. It was in Fort
Yeah,
Worth.
I think you put it in Dallas, it would have been a
It
lot
was
better.
in
American
Fort Worth.
Airlines.
Yeah, it was at Dickies.
Mm-hmm. You put it at American Airlines, I think it would have been a lot better.
No disrespect, but
Yeah. Yeah. What else we got? Anything else?
We saw that report, bro, saying that their plan for Alexa Bliss is to be the leader of the Wyatt
Yeah.
Six, bro. What the hell? What we talk? How we feel?
Uh,
Alexa Bliss was present during Las Vegas during the recent WrestleMania 41 weekend. It is reported that she is healthy and awaiting WWE creative decision for her return. Insider says the belief is she will lead the Wyatt Six faction when she does return. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want her to lead the Wyatt
well,
Six.
and I was gonna
It
say,
makes sense, but I don't want.
I
her
was
to
gonna say, whenever she returned, I think me and you both said, we want her to stay away from the
I
Wyatt
don't
Six.
need it.
But I also think WWE is in a position where they don't know what to do with her other than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I should have just made her.
But I
face
just think like the reaction that she got from the Royal Rumble, that was for Alexa. That was not for like anything Wyatt related. That was for her
The
herself.
only Alexa thing was her gear was a little black, or not little. Her gear had black on it, and then she had the Fiend for Life jacket. And after that, bro, that was straight Alexa. We didn't get the whole, pink shirt with the, the white thing, like where she was with the Fiend.
Yeah.
Like we didn't get that Alexa.
Yeah.
We got Alexa Bliss, and that pop, we were there live, bro.
Yeah.
That pop
And that was for her.
Loud as hell, and
Right.
she's still not here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she showed up at Elimination Chamber. She got a pop there, but still,
I think WWE doesn't know what to do with her other than that. Because, bro, we saw it before she got pregnant. Remember, she came back again, and she was having that stuff with Bianca, but you would still see the tease of the Firefly in the background. You would still see it. So eventually they were going to implement her. Then she got pregnant, so she left again. Now she's come back. I just think they don't know what to do with her other than her be involved in that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess she'll be the leader now. That's fine, I guess. I mean, I would rather see her on TV than not see her on TV.
yeah.
But at the same time, like, I think it's safe to say, we all can say that whether it's injuries or whatever the reason is, this whole Wyatt Six thing did not live up to the expectations that we all had.
I told you, bro. I told you. I've said it about 5 or 6 times on this motherfucker. They lost aura when Uncle Howdy stepped foot in that ring.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I felt some way when I saw the marquee that Uncle Howdy's going to fight. I can't remember who the fuck he fought. I was like, wow, this is gonna be interesting. Something about it, it did not sit right with me. Something about it, it lost aura from me. And then, the next night they come out and they do the, ding, ding, dun, 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 like the aura is for the entrance. But after that, I was like, it just doesn't hit for me anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm sure there's a multitude of reasons. I just think the debut of them was done perfectly.
It was so beautiful.
And
it was
yeah,
so
it just
beautiful.
for whatever reason just didn't live up to the hype. I don't know. My thing about it, that another problem I have with it is they kept going after factions.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I had a problem with. Where I feel like Uncle Howdy should be picking targets himself. Also, they were good people. They were good guys.
Mhm.
And I think that they should have been bad.
I'm ready for them to go against the Judgment Day, and then that's when we get Liv versus Alexa.
Yeah. But see, they'll be good guys in that situation. And I think this whole group works better as a heel. Because it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary if they're bad guys.
Yeah.
Whereas they're good guys, you're cheering them. I don't feel like people should be cheering them. It should be that suspense. It should be like they're coming out like back in the day when Bray Wyatt came for John Cena. Like it should be for that. They're coming for these good guys. And like you're like, how's this guy gonna get it done? Like how's he gonna get through this group? I think that's the way the Wyatt Six works better. But WWE wants to use them as good guys, whatever. I think you're right though. They'll probably do that with the Judgment Day.
And then that's when we finally get our wish.
Yeah, Alexa and Liv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, gosh,
you're right. I mean, that was the rate. That should have been the Mania match right there.
that should have been it, bro. Yeah. Especially because I when I tell you, bro, I would have bet money when we saw the Chamber and then we saw them go against each other or had that little thing with each other. I said, there it is. That's it. That's our Mania match. I was so confident in that shit because Liv eliminated Alexa, and I was like, that's it.
Well, and Alexa just stared her down.
Yeah, I was like, we are done. That's our Mania, and I was ecstatic over that shit. We didn't get it.
Yeah. I just think I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe WWE thought, okay, Wyatt 6 isn't working the way we thought. We got to put Alexa with it. Give it another shot. Give it another juice.
Yeah.
Give it another breath of life. Like they probably looked at it that way because yes, Alexa comes back, WrestleMania, great reaction. Automatically qualifies for the Elimination Chamber. In the Elimination Chamber, does great in the Elimination Chamber. We don't see her after again.
I wonder if it's also because with Alexa being primed and ready, with her showing up at Rumble, with her showing up at Chamber, they're just sprinkling her in there to get her feet wet back inside the business because we've always talked about ring rust is real. Letting her get her feet wet. I mean, you put her in the some of the biggest matches with Rumble and Chamber, but nonetheless, you get her feet wet. They already had their plans for the end of, or leading up to Mania. So now she's definitely going to be back. And like we were predicting, I mean, she's talking about returns. They probably just didn't have plans because they already had plans for Liv. They already had plans for everyone else. They're like, bro, we just kind of got to sprinkle.
Or maybe they don't think Bo Dallas did a good job.
I mean, it's just,
I think it was
or as there.
Bro, his promos as Uncle Howdy were creepy as
yes,
fuck.
they were. Yeah, like it's just.
So like I think I mean maybe they just think he's not fit to be the leader of it. I'm not sure, and I think what you said holds weight. I mean the second you put him just to wrestle, like if you were gonna put him to wrestle, it should have been a PLE.
Yeah,
like not just a random Monday Night Raw.
One thing I also want to talk about, they're gonna have a new show, a new docuseries, WWE Unreal. Yeah. In there they talked about Triple H going to the writers' room and everything like that, and he says, what's the story for 2025, and and he tells Jay, we're gonna strap a rocket to you, and this is just another thing that fans have talked about is in the trailer you see a storyboard of the list of matches for Mania.
Yeah, and
some of them have changed, some of them haven't, whatever. But people have zoomed in and they talked about the list. Let's see how much it changed. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, Roman versus Punk versus Seth, or it was going to be Punk versus Punk versus Rollins versus Gunther, Bad Bunny versus Dominic, Rhea versus Bianca, Jade Cargill versus Naomi, or versus Nia Jax, Braun Breaker versus Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, Wyatt 6 versus the Judgment Day, Charlotte and Becky versus Io and Asuka, AJ Styles versus Logan, and Ray versus Chad. Damn. We would have had.
That's weird to me that Dom would be fighting Bad Bunny.
That would have been a funny one.
And then the Judgment Day would have been fighting the Wyatt 6, but you're not going to have Dom involved in that?
Yeah.
Weird.
What you call it? Rhea versus Bianca. That would have, fucking been great. We knew it was going to be Randy versus KO, but that obviously didn't happen. The Charlotte and Becky, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of funny. We're talking about them two being the ones where everyone's like they're not putting everyone over, and you're gonna tell me now they're gonna be a tag team. That would have been like interesting.
Yeah,
that would have been some heat. That would have been some heel shit right there. No matter what, the plan was always gonna be Cody and Cena. The Roman, Punk, and Seth. That was the option, or instead of Roman, it would have been Gunther. I'm guessing that. Well, no, I was gonna say that.
Maybe they didn't know Jey Uso was gonna get to that level.
Bingo, because Jay's not even on this motherfucker.
Maybe they didn't know Jey Uso was gonna get
Breaker
to that
versus
level.
Drew though. Wow.
That would have been fire.
That would have been fire.
How do you feel about the show?
It's cool. The idea is cool because growing up, I always loved knowing behind the scenes shit when it came to wrestling or the WWE. I really did. But now I'm like, I'm seeing too much. I'm overstimulated.
We get to a point now where it's like too much now. Like
it's too much behind the curtain. And
because like
I'm just like, okay.
You know who's a big proponent of that is Jonathan Coachman. He, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, Adam Pearce put out a video saying that Gunther is indefinitely suspended because of what he did to Pat McAfee. And Jonathan Coach said, you're coming out with this show. You're letting wrestling fans know, obviously, that all of this is a work. All of this is just like stage. And right, we've all known that. Yeah. But there's always been like kayfabe. There's always been like you tried not to show that. And now you're putting out the show. You're putting all this stuff. So it makes like those type of promos, those type of videos that Adam Pearce puts out kind of just irrelevant.
Yeah.
And so I agree with him. I also think I'm like you. Like as a kid, I would have loved to see the backstage stuff because when we were kids, you didn't.
No, kayfabe is real.
Yeah, like with Vince was running, you did not see backstage stuff like that. You did not see behind the curtain. Triple H has embraced this whole new thing with social media and stuff where he thinks it's good to see that. I kind of just think we're seeing a little too much. I don't need to see everything and anything about the writer's room and these possible matches that didn't happen and stuff like that. Like, I kind of think it's cool to almost play like the what if game, and then a wrestler goes on a podcast 10 years later and was like, dude, actually back in the day it was supposed to be this, or give this whole story. I think those type of stories are great.
See, I think it'd be cool if they filmed this shit 2 years ago and now they're releasing it. So the stuff the stuff they would show us be like, damn, this is leading up to WrestleMania 39.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been cool. I don't want to know what's leading up. I don't want to hear Triple H telling Jay, we're going to strap a rocket to you. Right. Because we're literally in that. I don't want to see that right now. It would have been cool. Hey, Cody, I'm sorry, you're not winning. Yeah. That would have been interesting. That would have been interesting to build up and see how Cody really reacted to all that shit. Like, I would have loved to, or the storyboards and everything, like how the writers came up with the ideas. Like, that would have been interesting. That would have been really cool. I don't want to know what's happening now. I don't. I just kind of feel like we're getting a little bit overboard.
Yeah. I just kind of feel like we're getting a little overboard. And I think it stems also from the documentary that they released when it was Roman and The Rock versus Cody and like that.
Yes.
That did super well. And so now I think WWE has really just been like, we're going to go all in on showing behind the scenes. So we're going to everyone knows this is fake. So we're just going to go in and show people like what really goes on behind the scenes. But I think there should be also some level of secrecy. Like there should be some level of don't let everybody know that.
Do we still good? Are we good?
Yeah, we're still good.
Okay. One, I guess, kind of speaking on that, I didn't screenshot because it's a lot. I know one thing that definitely popped up on your feed: The Rock on Pat McAfee. The Rock on Pat McAfee.
I mean, I talked about it a little bit on the last episode when we reviewed WrestleMania, but I mean, I said it before, dude. I'm done with The Rock.
So basically it was after Mania, and he went on there and he spoke about, because Pat asked basically, where were you for this? Where were you for, the fans wanting to know this. And The Rock, obviously, no kayfabe. He is Dwayne Johnson. You're not talking to The Rock. You're talking to Dwayne Johnson.
And I hate that.
And it's the same argument. It's the same thing when I
told you. About the press conferences.
Yeah, the press conference. And I told you, and I was livid. I was pissed because he's over here. The final boss does this. No, I want your soul. Motherfucker, you broke all of it. Me being little scared of you. I want your soul. You killed it. Yep. You absolutely destroyed that kayfabe. And I'm like, bro, this is
Think about how confused the kid is. Bro. Think about how confused the kid is when he sees him be the final boss on wrestling, and then he sees the press conference after, and it's like, bro, he's being all nice.
Like, I'm telling you, that was the moment where I thought, Rock, I love you to death. You are on my Mount Rushmore. Shut your mouth, bro. Shut your mouth.
We have CEO Rock, bro. That's what we have.
Like, stop it. And guess what? He didn't take the lame guy's advice, and he did not shut his mouth because on Pat McAfee, he made it worse, bro. Oh my gosh. He gave reasons on why he wasn't there, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm saying all this, but at the same time, I'm like, I get kind of where he's coming from. He wanted the focus to legit be on something we haven't seen in 20 plus years, a heel Cena, a bad guy Cena. He wanted the fans to experience that and not just also think about what The Rock is doing. We still thought about what The Rock was doing, but at the same time, we are fully immersed in heel Cena. Like, I get it, and it was amazing to see. So I understand those reasons, but what he's saying, so this person says, so we're clear. This week, The Rock no-showed WrestleMania in the process of killed dead the biggest story in wrestling, creatively harming all the talent surrounding it. went on a podcast and said ticket sales were slow for March's PLE, so he had to be a part of it. Admitted he came up with a storyline that he actually had no intention of being present for the big payoff. Talking about, I guess, the final boss, taking your soul, having heel Cena, yada, yada, yada. The PLE is talking about Elimination Chamber, saying Triple H contacted him. Hey, ticket sales are down. We need you to do something.
No, he said Ari Emanuel.
Oh, Ari called him? Okay.
Yeah.
It? After justified a fan's disappointment, threw WWE Creative under the bus by saying, having the gall to say he would have finesse things in a bit. What does that mean?
Oh, wait, what'd you say?
After, it says justified, fan disappointment, threw WWE Creative under the bus by having the gall to say he would have finessed things a bit.
Oh, yeah. He said, I've watched the thing, and he said he would have finessed it a little bit different, the ending of the WrestleMania match.
Then tore down the curtain completely by responding to the different podcast hosts, saying it was all a work, chill out, like we don't know it's scripted.
I'm telling you, dude, this whole stuff has made me just done with The Rock. Was there more? Were you gonna say more?
No, that's it.
Yeah, this whole stuff has just made me done with The Rock. And I know people have always said, like, he just shows up when he wants. Like, there's been those people, right? There's been those people that have been constantly telling people, like, why do y'all think there's a story here? He shows up when he wants and does whatever he wants. But I just, I hold out hope because Triple H has proved us time and time again. He's big in long-term storytelling. There's always a story, and he may plant a seed here, and then ultimately there will be a payoff at the end. I don't think that's the case with The Rock. I think The Rock does whatever he wants now, and I think he just will call and be like, hey, I'm going to show up.
Yeah.
And I want to be on TV for a little bit. And it's just completely changed my whole perception of The Rock. Like, dude, I've never been so turned off on The Rock in my life. Like, him doing all of that, and him, not only did he not show up at WrestleMania, which is the grandest stage that WWE has, it's the Super Bowl for WWE.
You sent Travis Scott.
He sends Travis Scott. But not only that, there's this whole story of him trying to get Cody to sell his soul, and he doesn't. So then it's like, dude, John Cena just turned heel. Him and The Rock are working together. The Rock just leaves and just says, I don't need to be there. Like, this is about John Cena. But the whole premise is he is turning because of The Rock's promises.
Yeah.
So, like, I think to myself, dude, what? First off, please do not ever put yourself in the writer's room because you don't know what you're doing. And second, he puts the writers on blast and says he would have done it differently. And then he puts WWE on blast saying that ticket sales weren't selling, so they called The Rock. That's not the case at all. That shit would have sold regardless. And I saw people posting screenshots of what tickets were like before The Rock announced he was going to be there. And it was pretty much already sold out.
Yeah.
And so it's like, this is supposed to be your company, bro. You're on the board. And you're throwing shade at like all these things. And it's because I'm starting to think he doesn't even like Triple H. I'm starting to think he doesn't even like that, dude. You're throwing shade at the writer's room. You're throwing shade at Triple H's ability to sell out Elimination Chamber. He's throwing shade on Elimination Chamber itself, saying it's always been this PLE that doesn't really have anything cool happen. Like, dude, I don't know.
It definitely shocked me whenever he was saying that ticket sales were down. I thought, I don't even have to look at the screenshots, and I know that's bullshit.
Yes.
Because in my head, I'm thinking, we've talked about multiple times on here, and numbers have shown WWE is hotter than ever. There is no way in hell. Elimination Chamber does not sell out. None.
WWE
will
out
drop
with The Rock or without.
WWE will drop them tickets fucking low to sell that shit out. We saw it for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
People ringside, bro. People paid $5,000 for tickets. Last minute, people bought them $400.
Yeah.
Like, bro, WWE is going to sell regardless, bro. So The Rock saying that, I thought, you're wrong, bro. Please stop talking. Bro.
And he makes it worse for himself. He keeps making it worse.
And this isn't one of those situations where it's a Cody crybaby where, why would The Rock do this? No, this is supposed to be Cody. It's not that situation. This is a behind the scenes type thing. This isn't The Rock in front of the camera type thing. This is the Dwayne Johnson behind the scenes. You're talking too much, bro. You're talking too much. And if you want to talk about it, come on Lingus Podcast so we can have a full discussion about it.
Well, no, the problem is too, he mentioned he wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel first. I think that the reason, I think Triple H is not listening to him and some of his, like, this whole thing has made me think that Triple H doesn't listen to his ideas sometimes. And so in order for that, they probably said, we'll turn Cena just to compromise a little. And then The Rock just comes on and kind of just dogs it. Just kind of dogs it and says, yeah, this wasn't actually my idea. My idea was this, and this. Bro, first off, all of that is supposed to be behind the curtain. That is not supposed to be just talked about on a podcast. And that's another thing. Like, I just can't stand how he's the final boss, but then we get CEO Rock everywhere else. Bro, when it comes to wrestling, can you please just be in character?
He said the final boss is done.
You're playing a character. And then, so, like, I've seen people say this, and I never really thought it was the case. A lot of people thought that because Shazam, or because Black Adam failed, that's why he came back to wrestling. You saw the wrestling was hot. Came back, try to build some momentum back up, and it kind of looks that way now, based off what he's saying. Like, I thought he was doing it just because he really wanted to do one more final run in WWE with his family, with Roman, and it's just not. Yeah, I've never been so turned off on The Rock, dude. I think he's ruining. It makes me worried. It makes me worried because at any point he could come and be like, I want to change shit up.
Yeah.
Like, and if he doesn't have a relationship with Triple H or a good relationship with Triple H, then it makes me worried that at any point him and TKO could just like boot Triple H out. And now and some of that maybe that's dramatic. Maybe that's dramatic and that's not the case at all. Maybe they're cool. I just feel like if they were cool, bro, The Rock wouldn't be going on podcasts and talking like that way. Like, he wouldn't be doing that. He would be looking out for his boy and being like, yeah, I mean, they called me and they said it'd be great to get me on an Elimination Chamber and it would be epic. No, instead this motherfucker says ticket sales weren't. Like, bro, this guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. And then the fact that he didn't show up at WrestleMania, and that's the whole. He says the fact that he said during that interview that the whole story ended with Cena turning heel and then he didn't need to be in it. The whole story is because of you. The whole story is because The Rock wanted his champion or whatever, like a weirdo. And we even said it that one day it felt weird as fuck. Remember when he told Cody he wanted him to be his champion? Yeah. I don't know, bro. It's turned me off on The Rock completely. I don't care if he ever shows up again. I don't care if we don't see him in Roman. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done being committed to it. I think he's just completely ruined it. And I think he is a big proponent of why we're getting so much backstage stuff also.
It sucks.
Because, like, I just think, bro, you are not looking good to wrestling fans. Like, you are not. And we're supposed to be your people.
And what's funny is, like, how we said at the beginning of all this conversation is that, bro, I killed for this type of shit. I killed for this type of content when I was younger. I'm older now. This is very, like, this is second nature. We see a lot of behind the scenes shit on a lot of stuff just because social media is huge when it comes to this type of shit. I don't want to see anymore. I'm so overseeing.
Yeah, and like us saying that doesn't go to say that we don't want to see any backstage stuff. Like, we've always said, like, we're not like the old school. Some old school people want even more kayfabe. Like, bro, you can't even be out seen with another wrestler going to get food. Yeah. We've never been that way.
No,
we know it's a work. We already know that. It's not a point of that. Like, we know it's fake. We know these people have lives behind the scenes. Every now and then that documentary about WrestleMania 40 was fire. I loved it.
Same.
But I don't need to see every single thing. I don't need to see the writer's room. I don't need to hear every possible story. I don't need to see Triple H look at Jay and say, hey, we're putting a rocket on you. We're already seeing it on TV. I don't need to see all of that stuff.
Like, it's funny because, like, me saying, like, I love the behind the scenes shit. It's a long ass interview. If y'all haven't listened to Triple H and on Flagrant with Andrew Schultz, it's a 2.5 hour interview. It's very telling. Obviously, it's a lot of stories we have heard before, but there's also some stuff where I go, wow, like, that's pretty cool because he's giving you behind the scenes shit, but it's behind the scenes shit of fucking 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And
that's what I like.
Cool. I want to hear that because that still enticed me of back in the day.
That's what I liked about Cody's interview when he was on Flagrant. Like, like, it's back in, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't mind hearing backstage stuff, the stuff that's supposed to be kept secret, if it's like a wrestler going on a podcast and talking about stuff that happened 10 years ago or so. Like, I don't need to be behind the stage now, keeping up with storylines behind the scenes now, because I feel like it kind of ruins it.
It's like that new I haven't finished, or I started but I didn't finish it because I ended up falling asleep. It was late at night. That the making of WrestleMania 9 or whatever. And it's funny because, I mean, you get to the part where the camera for real starts rolling backstage and every single one of them wrestlers are looking like, what's this for?
Yeah.
And they don't know whether I need to get into character or not. And straight up, I mean, my boy Taker, he talks about it. He goes, because he has like the iPad and they're showing him the footage. He goes, see, you can already see him. I'm squaring him up. He goes, and he said, why are you recording? He goes, what's this for? The making of? And he just stares at the camera. The camera starts walking away. He's staring him down because he's trying to make sure, like, what are you trying to get? And Taker admits, he goes, when I'm backstage with the boys, he goes, I don't have to be that. Right. He said, but when you see a camera, I'm trying to figure out, do I need to get in? And like, yeah, bro, because back in the day it meant something.
Well, and so like I said,
but this time it's different because we have social media all backstage.
And we're not,
bro.
and us saying this isn't like the big, like I like seeing backstage stuff,
Me
and
too.
I don't mind seeing a little bit. But I think that this whole thing now with this new show, I think it's a little bit too much. I'm still gonna watch it.
I was just gonna say we still gonna watch it.
I'm still gonna watch it, but I just think it's a little too much. But at the same time, I think a lot of it stems from TKO and The Rock, and I think more now than ever. Like I didn't think it was gonna be this way, but I think I'm starting to believe everyone that's saying that TKO is truly just money grabbing it all now, and that's why tickets are so expensive. Did you see that video of Randy Orton even being surprised how expensive tickets were?
He said he's kind of embarrassed.
Like it's making us they really took making it feel like a sporting event. They weren't joking about that shit. Like because UFC's always been expensive, cowboy tickets have always been expensive, but wrestling has always been affordable. Now, dude, TKO, The Rock, I just kind of feel like they're ruining it all. The fact that he went on that and said all that stuff, like for some people it may not be a big deal, but for me, I just think like, bro, this is supposed to be your shit, and you're just exposing it all, and like you don't even care. Like the fact that he said that they were struggling to sell tickets, I feel like, bro, that's fucked up to say. Like, and even if it was true, like you don't go on there and say that because this is your company.
You know what's funny to me? You talking about how expensive tickets are. This is a testament to it. When Emily first started watching WWE and I took her to her first event, where I sat is pretty much where we sat, for Drake, and we sat, I have a certain spot I like to sit. It's behind the hard camera to where the wrestlers are, looking at us. It's in the 200 section in the AAC. First started buying tickets, $80 to $90, bro. The last time they did something, one ticket, $190 something, and I'm over here going, that's a deal. That's a deal. They just went SmackDown at Dickies Arena. I've never set foot at Dickies Arena. $190 something, and for where technically I would sit. And like I said, in my head, I've just grown to thinking that's a deal. That's a fucking deal now. But it's not. It's $100 more than what I paid for the first time I took my wife to a wrestling.
The way I look
at
it is for both nights of WrestleMania 38, I spent what I spent when we went to Royal Rumble.
That's true.
That's the way I look at it, and that was one night.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about like WrestleMania or wrestling tickets going up. Yeah, if you put in that, and we had really good seats for both nights of WrestleMania 38. Yep. And for both nights, it was about the same price as one night at the Royal Rumble.
Shit, yeah, buying the second set of tickets or whatever, because I bought when the pre-sale came on for 38, I paid.
Well, because me and my brother got them the week before. It's like the weekend before, so tickets had already dropped because they were trying to sell them.
And then once you sent me how much they were, I thought, I have no excuse. I have to go. Yeah. And then you said, we're going both. I'm like, done. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it.
So, I don't know. I know we're kind of rambling a lot, but I just feel like The Rock, dude, I've never been so turned off on him. And I just think, like, I don't care if he comes back and fights Roman. And because and I'm at a point now where it's like, how can I believe you? You're going to show up one time. And I don't know if you're going to be CEO Rock. I don't know if you're going to be Final Boss Rock. And I don't even know if this is the only stint you're going to be here for the next few months. Because that's all he does.
This is all the work. We're going to see him and Triple H have a promo inside the ring, and Triple H is going to say, you're out of line. You need to shut the hell up.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
And I'd be like, that's right, Triple H.
I don't think he's working us. I think he's CEO Rock. Yeah. He's CEO Rock, and he looks at WWE truly as a business instead of like this was what made him, because it is what made him.
Yeah.
But he looks at it now as like I'm making money.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way he looks at it. And so, yeah, I don't know. It turned me off on him. But anything else?
That's it.
I know you had Kathy Kelly in the notes. They want to make Kathy Kelly a manager.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people talking about Samantha Irvin. They didn't give her that opportunity. I don't know. Maybe there was some backstage beef or something like that.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it could also be that Samantha just didn't have good mic skills, and so Kathy Kelly does. She does interviews.
Yeah.
So
Samantha got me, and people hearing that like, "Oh, she was a great ring announcer." Yeah, you can be a great ring announcer, but you gotta have mic skills.
Mic skills is different. And Samantha Kathy interviews wrestlers and has little bickering back and forth sometimes. Like maybe that's why. I don't know. I think she'd be fired though as a manager. I think I mean, she's already really good as an interview.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird though. It is that they didn't do that for Samantha. They just let Samantha walk versus that. But if you have nothing else, anything else?
That's it, bro.
Cool. We'll be back next week. I'm sure. I don't know if we'll see The Rock say some more stupid shit, or we'll just talk about St. Louis Backlash. God, dude. Now I'm starting to think we should have gone to that shit. That card looks fire, bro. Yeah. And I didn't know we were gonna be seeing Randy Orton and John Cena. I didn't know that,
bro. Because then we say like we could go Backlash.
Yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. I don't know. All right. If you don't have anything else, we'll catch you guys next week.
All right, later.